Hello everybody, TD Junkery here, back with a brand new video on the channel. And in today's video I will be going over who I think will be the next boot in Disventure Camp Season 4. As you guys voted that you wanted to see this video first on my community tab. And the way I'll determine this will be a mix of taking in consideration their position in the game on top of a writer's perspective. Anyways, onto the video. So first off, Spencer is automatically safe this episode, not even going over how he has immunity due to the tiebreaker in episode 11, but also it doesn't really make any Narrowite sense to get rid of Spencer just quite yet. Also, Isabel isn't on this list. Really? Because not only is she arguably the best player when it comes to her social game, but also because she has the immunity totem. Unless that shit gets stolen from her, she is definitely staying. Anyways, with this long-ass introduction out of the way, let's get onto the actual list. Disappointment in the game of life. Now Zed is mostly on the lower half of this list purely because of the aftermath of episode 12 Secon's elimination. Considering the setup they are very clearly giving him, there is no way in hell he's the next boot. It would be very stupid for Odd Nations to boot him right after a potential plot without Ivy and it is opened up for him. Also, I doubt HB the target at the moment considering the merge is most likely next episode. And now that Ivy's gone, Jade and Isabel don't really have as much of a reason to try and get him out. Disappointment in the game of life. To be honest, I see no way Logan is getting out in any way until at least the final 6 or something, mostly for a few reasons. First off, Logan is arguably the best social player left right now in the game besides Isabel, considering everybody on his team at the very least thinks he chill. And considering that nobody on the red team has really ever shown and disdain for him, I doubt that he would be a target for a while. LSO plot-wise, it doesn't really make sense for him to leave yet, as whatever they're doing with him and Spencer is clearly not wrapping up for a while. Now there is a chance Logan could be eliminated soon, considering he might be perceived as a physical threat, but I doubt they would do this in metadality. Disappointment in the game of life. Yeah, I don't really think I need to explain for this one. The main reason for this is considering that Hannah just got her big moment, and I don't really see her going for now. She's chill with everybody on her team besides Zed at the moment, and nobody on the opposing team has a distaste for her besides Anastasia, meaning I don't really see her getting out quite yet. The only way I could see that maybe happening is if Anastasia decides to go after her, which I don't really see, to be honest. Disappointment in the game of life. This is mostly for the same reason as pretty much everybody above him. He doesn't really HAV as he any enemies at the moment, and the only person actively going after him at the moment is Zed, which, let's be real, Zed doesn't have the votes to get Benji out quite yet. So yeah, Benji's staying for now. Also narratively, it doesn't really make any sense for him to be the boot. Disappointment in the game of life. Now this would be a shock, but I do think Jade could potentially be the boot, even tough it's unlikely to happen. Mostly because Benji, even though he reluctantly voted with her and Isabel, is still suspective of Jade. And I feel like he might do something about it in the next episode. But also because given this scene in episode 12, I feel like if Jade was ever at risk, Isabel would probably not use her idol on her to save her. And the third reason is because Odd Nation cartoons love to shock its viewer base with shocking eliminations. And considering every merge elim in the show has been a shocking one, a early Jade exit isn't too out of the question if I don't think there's a high chance of it happening. Disappointment in the game of life. I don't really have much of an explanation for this one either then. The fact that from a writer's perspective, I feel like everybody above Natalia on this list has a higher chance of staying than her, even if I do think it's unlikely for Natalia to go at the moment. Disappointment in the game of life. Alright, so even though Anastasia is my favorite, I do have to admit I would not be surprised if she was eliminated soon. Mostly because of a few reasons. First off, I don't really see what could be done with her character now that Linda's gone, as that was arguably the main plot she was involved in for the past couple episodes. And with Marissa gone and most likely not returning, I don't really see what you could do with her at this point. So her being potentiality one of the early merge boots seems likely. Also, let's be real, Anastasia is not the best social player considering she only has one real person left on the team that she outright trusts, being Logan. And she did piss off some of the red members in episode 11, which does mean there's a chance that she would be a target by them at merge. Now, is any of this realistically going to happen within the next episode? Probably not. But would I be shocked if it did end up happening? Not really. Disappointment.
excitement in the game of life.
So in my personal opinion, I think Richard will be the next person voted out. Mostly because I just don't see how he would make it farther at this point. From a writer's perspective, probably not. But would I be shocked if it did end up happening? Not really. Everybody else left has a big stake in the ongoing plot and story. And while Richard does have his moments, you do have to admit he doesn't really fit in with the narrative at the moment, considering Linda's gone, and the isn't really participating in the big plots that at the moment. Now I do have to admit that it doesn't really make sense for him to go gameplay-wise yet, as nobody hates him at the moment, but still, I just don't see Richard going farther from a writer's perspective. Anyways, that's pretty much all I got for today. I apologize that this video came out a bit later than I expected. I ended up getting sick on Monday, so I didn't really have time to edit this video. Anyways, if you enjoyed, considering liking and subscribing and leaving your thoughts in the comments down below. Anyways, that's all I got. Peace out. See y'all in the next one.